In 1996, President Bill Clinton signed the Telecommunications Act, the first major update to U.S. communications law since the Communications Act of 1934. The Communications Act of 1934 established the Federal Communications Commission, granting it authority to license and regulate broadcasters. The law required stations to operate in the public interest and set ownership restrictions in each local market, limiting an owner to one AM and one FM station. In 1953, a national ownership limit was introduced, capping ownership at 7 AM and 7 FM stations across the country, a rule known as the Rule of Seven. In the 1980s, the national cap was loosened to the Rule of 12, allowing ownership of up to 12 AM and 12 FM stations nationwide. However, the Telecommunications Act of 1996 removed the national ownership limit altogether and substantially increased local limits, with the allowable number of stations determined by market size, up to 8 stations in markets with 45 or more total stations, 7 in markets with 30 to 44, 6 in markets with 15 to 29, and 5 in markets with 14 or fewer. Lawmakers passed the Telecommunications Act of 1996 in part to address financial difficulties in the radio industry during the late 1980s and early 1990s, arguing that greater consolidation would allow companies to operate more efficiently. The result was significant industry restructuring. Large corporations such as Clear Channel Communications expanded rapidly, with Clear Channel's holdings growing from several dozen stations to more than 1,000 in just a few years. Between March 1996 and March 2000, the number of radio station owners nationwide fell by 22%. Research conducted by Heather Polinsky, director of the School of Broadcast and Cinematic Arts at Central Michigan University, examined whether increased ownership concentration after the Telecommunications Act affected the diversity of radio formats. Her study found that consolidation did not significantly reduce format diversity, but did lead to a decline in total listenership. Polinsky noted that large owners often programmed only enough distinct formats to capture the majority audience, leaving smaller niche audience underserved. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps support my work.